What's happening, everyone? It's Kyle from Magpie 24/7. And Newcastle have lost by 3-0 away at the Emirates. And it's not anger now, really. The peak of my anger was post Sheffield United. It's just deflation. Just pure and utter deflation. It really is. There's nothing improved. I mean, we had the weekend off, got to enjoy the weekend and that, and I was dreading this game like I dread every game at the minute under this flipping hopeless, useless dinosaur of a manager. And some of the quotes from his pre-match press conferences, some of the things that were coming out in the press, I'm a bang average manager, I've made a career out of being bang average, like it's going to be my way now and all this shit, and we'll play against Arsenal. And I think the commentator summed it up best in the first half. Different players, different formation, similar problems. The commentator said that in the first half, and that's kind of stuck with me because we're still open. Regardless how much we're defended or tried to attack, we're still open. Still, Arsenal got a lot of comfort on the right hand side. The left hand side, they didn't have a single problem. And we try to get forward. The ball has to go through Jonjo Shelvey every time he plays, and he takes too long with the ball, and it's too slow. Then we'll get the ball out wide. We don't cross the ball, and when we're not doing that, the ball will go back to one of the centre backs, or it'll go back to the goalkeeper, and they'll boot the ball up. 4-4-2. Knock the ball on. Hope for the best. Is that your plans, Bruce? Is that your way? Because that's exactly what we've been doing for 18 months, to be honest, under you as a manager. Lack of hope, lack of direction. It's now 9 games without a goal in open play. We've only scored 1 goal at all in the last 8 games. The last time we scored before the Leicester game, I think, was Leeds, which was a long time ago now. It was almost a month ago. Christ. But it's just not improving. It's getting worse, man. Every game is getting worse, and you watch Sky, who spent most of the time talking about other teams anyway, but when they talk about Newcastle, it's probably best that they didn't talk about them at all, because whenever Jimmy Redknapp's on, he chats like a shit about Newcastle, hasn't got a clue. Watch a couple of games, same as Rafa. Bollocks, piss off. Some shit pundit. And then Gary Neville won't diss his mate, just say Bruce has many mates in the press that simply refuse to acknowledge he's doing wrong. I mean, they didn't mention how many games we've lost in a row and how many games where we've just fell to bits, and that's it. I mean, we went 2-0 down the night, and that was it. It was done. It was finished. The players stopped trying. They stopped running. And it's all well and good picking players out. I mean, Joelinton was shit. Croft was shit. It's all well and good picking players out, but they're not being coached. That's the underlying problem. They're being managed by an idiot. It's like being a cleaner and them giving you like a jigsaw or a pair of scissors to mop the floor with. That's kind of what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a manager who's just completely incapable of doing his job, and we're sliding down the league. And teams are starting to pick up points in the right places. I mean, West Brom won at the weekend. Fortunately for us, Fulham did not. But they'll start picking up eventually. They'll start picking up eventually. It was a very close game against Chelsea. They'll start picking up. Yet we're in free fall. We don't look like winning. We don't look like scoring. And our players just look so dejected. I mean, we've spent how much on attackers since Bruce came in? 80 million. 9 games in open play without even looking like scoring a goal. Embarrassing. It is. It's embarrassing. Like I says in the Sheffield United post-match, when I was angry, like, I've never known it before. Carver, McLaren, Rafa, any manager that you can think of, any of them. We didn't go 9 games without scoring a goal, especially with the tools that Bruce has been given as well to do the job. Obviously, you've brought in Joelinton, you've brought in Maximin, you've brought in Callum Wilson, Fraser on free. But if you take his stock value and not as a free transfer, you're probably looking at 15, 20 million for him too. You know, like there's a lot of talent there, a lot of good forward thinking players, and we don't look like scoring a goal at all. And it's just totally embarrassing. I mean, he sat there in his press conference, because I want to watch the press conference before doing my video on that this time. And he's just, oh, we'll dust ourselves down. And how many flipping times is he going to say that shit? And then he's saying he's sick of making excuses. Like, come on. Sick of making excuses. I'm sick of putting the team down. I'm sick of being negative. I'm sick of not looking forward to games. I'm sick of feeling flatter than a witch's tits not looking forward to games. It's sucking the life out of them as fans. And by all means, I don't speak for anybody, but judging from the tone on social media and stuff and the people that I speak to on a daily basis, it's flat. It's dead. Nobody wants to watch Newcastle, man. It's more of a chore. It's like a job to watch Newcastle. It's a chore. And, like, it's so painful to watch this shit, man. And, like, it's all well and good saying, oh, just watch something else. It's not like you can't just do that. It's like a religion. It's like religion, isn't it? You follow, and it's like that. To be honest, at the minute, supporting Newcastle is like that girlfriend that you stick with for the kids, but just cheating on you twice a week. That's kind of what we're dealing with at the minute. But it's a case of laugh or cry, isn't it? But it's not getting any better under Bruce. He says Bruce's way, and as I've got in the thing down, Bruce's way not working. And for me, it wasn't any different. All he says was, "Oh, commit a couple more bodies forward," which is what we've done. And like he said in his interview with Sky, "Oh, we've won 5 more games playing 4-4-2 anyway. So why is he playing 5 at the back? We haven't won a single game playing 5-4-1. We've won 2 and 25 playing 5 at the back." And he's saying, "Oh, we won 5. You had the winning formula, but you keep changing it." And it's like, how many different formations have we had this season? Honestly, I don't know. And like another question that I'll put to is the same question from the Sheffield United video. Where's the next win going to come from? Where's the next goal going to come from? Like, we've got a lethal striker in Callum Wilson. He's got the highest scoring rate percentage of the chances he's had in the Premier League. And we can't give him chances. We'll play 4-4-2 and we don't get crosses into the box. So what's the point in playing Andy Carroll? Literally, what's the point? I'll put the ball up, and if you get a knock on, great. At most points in that game when he was playing as a defensive midfielder, Andy Carroll, it's shambolic, man. I mean, and then two of the goals, Croft's fault. He's flipping shit as well. Like, when he first signed, I remember people saying he was the answer to our right back problems. He makes Manquillo look like Dani Alves. He's flipping shit. Shelvey, John Joe Shelvey, man, honestly, slow on the ball, kind of take a bastard corner. I mean, he's meant to be this skilled player with a ball at his feet. I don't see it. The last time he was good on the ball for Newcastle on a regular basis, not the odd pass here and there, was in the Championship. That was the last time Shelvey was a consistent performer for us. Just like many of that team were. Do you know what I mean? Like he shouldn't be playing. He shouldn't be like looked on as this key player for Newcastle, because he's not. And like I said before, it's all well and good picking out the players, but the main problems in this club is Steve Bruce and Mike Ashley. There was obviously some good news tonight where there's Premier League programming back on in Saudi Arabia. Apparently a deal's been agreed, which if that's fully correct, then I can see that being good implications, or an important stumbling block would be out of the way. So the way I look at it, man, is we've never needed a takeover more than we need it now. You've got a fan base attacking each other on a regular basis. You see fans slating each other and God knows what all the time. At the minute, it's very frequent. You've got fans attacking each other. We're not allowed in stadiums. Everyone's dreading games under Steve Bruce. We just need something. We just need something to cling on to. Like, basically, our hope at the moment is, can Maximin come back and salvage the season? Can he keep our head above water? Because at the minute, it's, if nothing else, we're going to get relegated again because the club failed to realise the mistakes from last time. Tonight's game reminded me a lot of when Steve McLaren lost. I think it was 4-5-1 to Chelsea, and then we had that 2-week break in Spain. And there was a lot of calls from McLaren's head then. The writing was on the wall towards the bottom three. You know, we're in the fight, and it wasn't looking good. And the club failed to do anything. And then it came to Bournemouth. We got smashed off Bournemouth, and then the club elected to do something, and it was too late. You know what I mean? It was far too late. Whereas if you'd have got Rafa in 2 weeks earlier, played the Bournemouth game, I think would have beat Bournemouth under Rafa. And then he would have had a couple of games where he played Leicester and stuff, his first game in charge, and we might have stayed up. But as it's shown in the past, you've got an owner that doesn't care. He reacts when it's too late. He won't react until he sees Newcastle in the bottom three. Let's be honest. It was very much anger and frustration in the last game, but this time it's just deflation, just complete and utter deflation. Like, stomaching this manager is becoming unbearable because his press conferences are just shit. The PR team need to sort this shit out, putting up with him and not having and failing to have a word with him. The stuff on the field, the players look dejected, the players look frustrated, the players look just completely out of it. They just don't look like they're playing for him at all. I'm sorry, but they don't. There's a couple of players here and there that didn't give up. Matty tried, Miggy tried. I thought Carroll tried to put his cell about as best he possibly could. Professionals like Clarkey and Lascelles didn't give up, but I think that's just more because they're leaders in the dressing room. But if there are leaders, they need to take a stand. They need to, like, if they're frustrated with this manager as we are and they can't say anything, they need to have an in-house inquest saying what needs to be done. And Steve Bruce needs to be out the door. He needs to go, because from what I was saying about Chelsea, when we got beat off Chelsea and we failed to sort out the situation with McLaren, that's going to happen again if someone doesn't take a stand now. So yeah, more frustrating shit. I mean, we can say, oh, we might win the next one, but we won't. I mean, Villa are in very good form, and they'll be chomping at the bit to put the final nail in Steve Bruce's coffin. They really will, because for a couple of years, for nigh on 2 years at Aston Villa, he choked them to death as well, just like he's doing to us now. And we've had like back and forth with Villa fans over the years. It's well documented, the sob on the tyne and all that. But even Villa fans have had sympathy for under Steve Bruce, because they know as well as we do how bad he is and how much of a plague he is on a football club, and his lack of tactics, and he's just utter nonsense and just utter bullshit in press conferences and utter bullshit on the field. It's just beggars belief, man. Even they understand and can sympathise with Newcastle, who they don't like. It comes to something like when that happens. But what can you say? I mean, they're not going to sack him. Do you know what I mean? I'll be buzzing when they do, mind, because it's going to have to come at some point. They kind of keep going on like this. No goals, no playing 9 games, man. No wins in 8. I think it is 8 games. 9 in all competitions. I think it's embarrassing. It's totally embarrassing for a team that's spent in the summer, and we're looking up rather than down when the season started. Where we're now, we're looking head on with another relegation battle again, and there seems to be an arrogance among Sky Sports in particular. Are the too good to go down, and that I've seen many teams over the years too good to go down. And one team that was too good to go down, in essence, was that same Newcastle side that got relegated under Steve McLaren. Had loads of talented players in it. Even had a Champions League winner in Gini Wijnaldum in it. He was best player that season, and that team still went down, still went down. And one of the best managers in the world tried to keep it up that season, but it was too little, too late. Don't, and I mean don't, make the same mistake again, Newcastle United. Sack Steve Bruce and get a manager in at the end of the season like a Nigel Pearson, like a Eddie Howe, who can steady the ship, keep winning the league, and then hopefully with some form of a miracle, we can get this takeover done. But that's all I've got to say on it. Let us know what you think in the comments below and everything like that. And I love yous and leave yous. Me and Paul are going to be on the podcast tomorrow, talking about this more in depth. But for those that were commenting on the last one, it won't let us comment on my account for some reason. It keeps telling us to create a channel, which I'm not going to do just yet. But for those who are wondering, we're podcasters on Spotify, the Anyone for Bacon podcast. So if you want to listen to it, shoot the breeze on Newcastle and go through the roller coaster, you can do. Although we might need a new name, because if I had my way, Steve Bush would be out of a job. So the Anyone for Bacon podcast needs a new name. But that's. I appreciate the support from the last video. I got some nice comments, and if you want to comment below how you feel at present, and I'll find a way to comment back to you this time. But as I said about 2 minutes ago, I love yous and leave yous, and I'll catch you in a bit. See you later, everyone.